I'm so thankful for this, so thankful for my team, so thankful for the people who believe in me. I'm even more thankful for the people who don't believe in what we're doing. They've been motivation too, but ultimately I'm just thankful for a plan bigger than my plan, and that's God's, because not everything goes my way. Tonight, it did. It did. Come here, man. You got it. I've been So it's kind of neat. It's the end of 2017, and literally the beginning of this year is when I got the idea for Influencer. Meeting with all these people, here's what I've noticed. These guys are absolutely drunk off of the money that they get from traditional media. But when you start to look at the studies, the competition for eyeballs between the sporting events on these traditional medias, which are only 11 minutes of action, and the other stuff going on in the social medias, there's a real competition going on with eyeballs. You know that and I know that. I want to go to the individual schools, and I want to start out with 3 or 4 of them. I'm creating right now, developing a interface for the college athletic department, better track the segments of people that represent their university athletic program, how big their followings are. Beyond that, the product side, I want to stay simple. That's why I'm thinking about something that might just be almost like a social CRM for the school, just to show them where their representatives are at. And then I want to use a cloud-based system where they take their existing employees, the people they've already hired, to shoot all this photos and videos at the cafeteria, in the weight room, in the locker room, during the game. They need to put that in a cloud that gives permission access to the players to be able to post better looking stuff that represents the schools better. Knowing when I wanted to get back into sports, I was waiting for the right problem to address and figure out what the solution was to that problem. And with Influencer, I feel like we've picked a good one. You know, athletes are literally channels now. On social media, they have 3-4 channels each, and they don't know how to act like channels. Most individuals don't. And you know, we formulated the idea early this year. I spent a little bit of capital to build a logo, a message, you know, a demo that was dynamic enough to go pitch on the road. And then I challenged myself with get one deal done by the end of Q2 2017 or don't launch this business. I had great meetings today with the Deputy Athletic Director and several people on the marketing and social media staff at the university, and Kentucky is it's my goal that they're my first client. Really excited about this whole launch phase and where I'm at and where it could end up. It's called Influencer. It's a SaaS platform for big-time college athletic departments, and essentially it's a social CRM for the university to have all their student athletes, which are built-in influencers, in one place. And then from that, they can see the data they need to see and other things to be able to take some actions. Not just monitoring them. They're already kind of doing that for compliance, but more empowering them.
Kids are stars when they're 15 years old.
Yep.
So athletes are stars when they're 15 years old.
And so Influencer exists to help brands like UAB football and their brand ambassadors, like every single one of you sitting down, get on the same page on social media. It exists so that you can leverage the power of the UAB football brand and vice versa. As a team on social media, all of these brands can grow so that when you leave college, you don't just have a degree, maybe you still have an NFL dream, but you also have a personal brand you can leverage, whether you want to sell life insurance, you want to teach school, whatever it might be that you want to do, your brand matters, and it matters more than ever before. And UAB football has decided to invest not in this, but in you by bringing this in. Alabama Launchpad is a pitch competition, and you start with 100 or so companies, and you fill all out on paper, and then it keeps getting downsized every couple weeks. And this started a few months ago, but today it's down to 3, and we're all on stage pitching our business to an audience of 300 or 400 entrepreneurs and investors and 5 judges, and they're going to pick a winner without having to give up any equity in our company, it could buy us anywhere from 6 to 12 months for us to continue going out building a record of performance. We've been open for 4 months. We could be open 10, maybe 12 months for business and have that much sales and operating expenses to show before we have to raise that real big round of capital. And so Alabama Launchpad is going to help us do that and do it later in the business's life cycle and do it for probably a bigger valuation and probably for a bigger amount of capital. So I'm excited, hopeful, and I think that we have an opportunity tonight to win, and that's all I could ask for. So I'm gonna go on stage, try to make it happen. So we've created a software as a service to combat this for sports teams and their athletes. It's called INFLCR. And we take coach accounts, recruit accounts, team accounts, former athlete accounts, and athlete accounts, and aggregate them all into one software as a service platform. This is Kentucky basketball, one of our first clients. Kentucky has 131 individuals entered into the software system. And as you go across, you'll see anywhere from 3 to 100 times brand growth opportunities between the Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook platforms if Kentucky will just partner with the recruits, current athletes, and alumni on social media. They can get in front of more people. Thank you.
Hey, everybody loves sports.
We'll see.
And you killed it. And you killed it. That's what everyone's saying too.
Yeah, but they don't vote for winner take all. Thanks, man.
The winner of the seed track for $100,000 is INFLCR.
Just real quick, I want to thank everybody in this room as well, because a lot of you I'm side by side with every day at Innovation Depot and around this city. Us all believing in the bigger picture, which is as a sum we can create jobs and change this city and this state, is a big why that I'm proud to be rallied around with you. I'm thankful for winning this, but also for each of you in this room and to God for blessing me with this. Thank you very much. Hey, you know what? It's pretty crazy to think about. At the beginning of this year, this was literally an idea I wasn't even definitely gonna do. And God's unbelievable. I mean, but you know, I set out there, we need to create jobs for the city and for the state. And you know, a lot of people think that's gonna come from like another Regions bank or like a Protective Life's gonna come here, bring 3,000 jobs. It's gonna come from small business, being successful privately, building something that the city can be proud of, that can create jobs. And honestly, I love our idea, I love what we're doing. I think our software is helping people, but I'm even more excited about being able to create jobs and build a story that the city and the state can be proud of. And I think it's relevant to talk about the city and the state because that's where this funding came from, and it's equity free. It's a grant. We give up no equity, and it's a boost for our business, which is already off to a great start in our first 4 months. So thank you, EDPA. Thank you, City of Birmingham, and thank the Lord for me being a very small part of his bigger picture, hopefully doing something really good with this business and stewarding this money well.